Good morning. How are you all today? I realize I don't have a candle. Hold on one second. Good morning, you all. How's everybody doing? Hi there. Let me light my candle. I don't realize I don't have one. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good morning. Happy Monday. Good morning. Grand Rising. So today I am, Dr. Clara Mosley is coming, and her partner, her husband, is supporting her in getting here. So the first thing I want to say is we're going to have a full moon meditation on Wednesday evening at 6:30. So I encourage you to register for that. We are coming into the full moon of Leo, and we are in Black History Month, which is a made-up thing, but but it's about the energy. It really is about the energy. It's not about the stories we tell. It's about the energetic behind things. So this is really auspicious because this Black History Month will have with it Pluto, America's first Pluto return, which is happening on 2/22/2022. This is very significant. This is very significant. And the thing that I am aware of is, nobody's telling us this stuff, right? And so, but the reality is that nobody fucking needs to tell us, because if we're listening, if we're doing our internal work and charging our energy according to, doing the work to heal the trauma, doing the work to shift our perspectives, if we're doing that work, you're going to get the signals. You're literally your antenna. You have antenna. You have consciousness that is tapped in to this field, this electromagnetic field, and it is communicating with you constantly if you're listening, if you're doing the work. And that is, nobody can do it for you, but that's why I'm here every day talking about doing it, because if we can't heal alone, we have to heal together. Healing is something that has to happen. It's a community event. Let's say it that way. Healing is a community event, and there's only so much healing you can do by yourself, right? So I started doing this work when I was 8 years old. I have been doing this since I was 8 years old. That's what I need y'all to know. And I remember when I was in my grandmother's room and I said to myself, I heard myself say, this is going to stop with me. This legacy of pain and drama and sadness and destruction will stop with me. I made a declaration at 8 years old. At 8 years old, I did it. And it was, here's the thing about children. Children are more conscious than we give them credit for. Children are much more aware because they're fresh and new. They've not been as indoctrinated into the experience yet. So children know what we can't see anymore, because that's just the nature of being a child. So I'm just paying attention to Dr. Claire. I'm just wanting to make sure that I get her here. And so because of that, let me make sure that I didn't miss her early on. Okay, Eric, if you're here, you have to say you want to join. Oh, here it is. Okay, great. Mom Mosley. Okay, Eric, now as Mom Mosley, you have to, let's see if I can, you have to request to join. You have to request to join, Eric. So come in and request to be on the video so that I can bring you in. So my point is, though, that so the children are much more aware and much more conscious because they have not been ground down into the fucking depths yet. So their energy is more alive, they can feel what's going on. But then we begin to talk them out of it. We begin to make them feel like what they believe and what they know and what they think is not in alignment, so then they begin to abandon themselves. It's just a natural occurrence of the need to belong and the need to fit in. You naturally want to please your parents. So if your parents are not on some new level experience, they're going to bring you into their experience, and then you have to let go of what it is you know. Now, it's so interesting. The other day I was at the park just getting some sun, and there was a young man there who was with his father, and it was really interesting because the father was his energy felt very youthful. Let's say this. Sometimes our parents are younger soul level, at the soul level, than the children, right? So the children come in as old wise ones, and the parents are like babies. And so the father kept trying to take video, and the little boy wanted to play basketball. And the father kept trying to take pictures, and the little boy was so upset. And he kept saying, the little boy was talking to his father in a very respectful but honest way. I don't like what you're doing. You're not being fair. And I was like, wow, that is so amazing, because when I was growing up, you would never hear a child talk to their parent in that way. And it was just a very beautiful thing to hear. But to my point, this work that we are here to do now, this healing work that we're here to do, is specific to those of us who come through the Black experience. And what happens is, in our country, we've been so conditioned to cater our energy to whiteness, to white people, to white things, to the system, right? That's why we're fighting the system, against the system. But what we have to begin to recognize is that the system is outdated and the system is collapsing. The system has run its course. The system is now obsolete. So for those of us who have lived a long time, we've been in the system far longer than the children. So we have to recognize that we don't know. We don't have the answers, because most of us are so profoundly indoctrinated into the old ways of being that we are just conditioned to do the same shit over and over and over again. It's really simple, like the belief that you catch things from another person. That's not true. You don't catch anything from anybody else. You literally align yourself to a frequency and consciousness, and when you align yourself to that frequency and consciousness, you invite a frequency in that can show up as illness. But if you are, 50 and above, you have been told for years and years and years and years and years that you're going to catch a cold if you don't wear a jacket. And none of that stuff is accurate. All of those things are made up scenarios. And, gosh, I really want Eric to get in here. Oh my gosh. So Eric, all you have to do is ask to join. Are you on your phone? You have to come in on your phone. You have to come in on the phone, and you have to ask to join from your phone. You have to come and follow me, and then you have to ask to join from the phone. Okay, this is going to work out at some point. Anyway, so to my point, more of what I'm saying is that, so because those of us who have lived longer have been in the ways of the Western mindset for a longer period of time, it is more challenging to unravel the ways of being. You have to unravel it. It's almost like you're woven into a fabric in a way of being. You're woven into it because you've just been here doing it, right? And it's like you got to unlearn it. You got to really unlearn it. And the ways that we unlearn it really is by following the babies, following the children. They have the answer, right? So a lot of it is just, that's why I teach ritual. Like, ritual is a way to take ourselves out of an old way of being, because you can't think yourself out of this. You cannot think yourself out of this. You cannot talk yourself out of it. A fish cannot talk itself out of the fact that it needs the water to breathe, and it can't talk itself out of it. It has to evolve itself into something different. And that's the only way to do it. That's why I keep saying, come to the moon classes, come to the retrograde classes, because you're not going to be able to just snap your finger and this is all. You have to literally unravel the energy through your consciousness. Rituals help you do it in a much faster way. following the retrogrades, following the new moons and full moons, following the cycles of the planet that are organic and natural, or living in nature, spending a great time in nature will help you unravel it. But if you are someone who works a full-time job with people on a corporate clock, 9 to 5, like that stuff is indoctrinated into you. It is a part of your system. And we're living into this, our minds are colonized. We have subjected ourselves unconsciously to ways of being that are outside the alignment with nature. And because it's such a scarcity way of thinking, competition and money and fear and lack, and literally we do it without even knowing that we're doing it. Like you can't even tell that, you have a thought. Like I remember once I was talking to somebody about, this person that I knew that was, they were, I guess you would call them bisexual. And the immediate response is that is a dangerous way of living your life sexually, because we've been conditioned in this culture to think that, the way that we have sex, like we've been conditioned to believe that we can catch things from one another, when really all sexual disease is associated with guilt and shame. So literally it's not about who you're having sex with. It's about the shame and the guilt that you have associated to your sexual behaviors and practices and ways of being that create sexual disease. And when we don't understand that, we continue to propagate the belief systems and the ways of being that actually then make us vulnerable in these ways that are actually really highly creative. And that's one of the reasons why I started studying Tantra. Because I was like, I really need to understand what it means to live into the fullness of life. And if we are separating out our sexuality like it's something that is good or bad, or connecting situations like, promiscuity, being promiscuous, or being a whore, if we're doing all of those kinds of things, we are inviting into our experience things that are undesirable through our belief system, through our understanding of our own nature, through our misunderstanding of our own nature. Okay, so we are not having this experience. Miss Clara, oh gosh, why isn't it working? Okay, Eric, I'm not sure what to do. Okay, so to this point, I really want you guys to meet Dr. Clara. She is amazing. She is amazing. And Eric is her. Oh, that's right. Okay, so Eric, if you're on Monique's name, hit the arrow. The box will open and hit the request to join. Okay, so that's what it says. So I hope Eric is listening. So anyway, so today is a moon day, and the moon is about to the moon is finally in Leo. We're going to have a full moon in Leo. And the thing about Leo is so important to understand that who you are, your birthright, your DNA carries the codes of who you are. Now, this world has told you that you are nothing. This world, and it's done that for all people because that's the way capitalism works. But it has especially done that for Black people. And the reason that it does that for Black people is because we have the highest level of power and frequency and energy. So literally the system keeps us suppressed so that it can pull our energy from us. Because when that energy doesn't have anywhere to go, when it's not being expressed, so that's why they can build football teams of Black boys who come out of urban communities, because the energy doesn't have anywhere to go. So they channel it through football. They channel it through basketball. They channel it through the prison system, right? All this power, this is all fucking power is what it is, right? And so the question is, how can we begin to use our energy for ourselves? And it means that we have to break up with our old thoughts and ways of being. We have to begin to disengage from our old ways of being. So Leo is about your DNA. It's your royalty. It really is important for you to know that who God, the creator that is within you, created you to be, really doesn't have anything to do with this system of Western ways of thinking. It has nothing to do with that. And, this world has created a external experience with a queen and all of that sort of stuff in Europe, right? But all of those are illusions. All of those are things that were built on money and false notions of power that had to subjugate other people, right? And so the question then becomes, who am I truly? Exactly, misplaced warrior energy. Who am I truly? Who am I truly? And what is my DNA code that would have me live into the authenticity and the truth of who I am? Because your memory, your birthright, your power is stored in your cell structure and in your DNA. And you have to activate it through the question, through the query of who am I? And you have to, because we carry trauma, right? So let me tell you, the trauma is tricky, okay? The trauma will have you thinking you need all sorts of stuff in order to feel good and better about yourself. And if the trauma is really anchored in fear and competition and the ego, so it is significant that you are willing to challenge yourself when things come up, right? So I'm constantly working inside of myself with this notion around whiteness and having to understand it at a more profound level so that I'm not willing to engage with it at the level of the ego, right? Like, I don't need to do that because as Black people, we have melanated power. We are connected to this electromagnetic field. Okay, let me see. Monique, Eric could use more assistance. Ask for a moment to assist him. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see what I can do. You guys don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to give them a call. Okay, you guys don't go anywhere. Eric?
I'm here.
Okay, great. So what are you seeing what are you seeing when you're online?
Well, we see you. We're listening to you. We're listening to you.
Okay. It says click the plus sign.
I'm on my laptop.
Okay, so you need to be on your phone. You can't do it on a laptop. You have to come in on a phone.
Okay. I've been attempting that. Let me try it now. Hold on.
Okay. Okay, so we're getting Miss Dr. Mosley in. She's such a treat, you all. So thank you for your patience. Okay, so. She's so sweet. When she comes in, she'll say it. She'll say, I'm 20 years away from 100. So.
Let's see. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. It takes me to your.
Does it say that Monique has a live?
No. I must be in
Okay, so someone wrote here, Eric, if you're on your phone, go to Monique's name, go to my name, hit the arrow, and the box will open for you to join and hit request to join.
Yeah, I press your name.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm not in your live session on my phone. Let me see. How can I get to the live session? I'm in like your home page.
So is there a little circle at the top that has a picture and you could hit that circle?
Right. Okay, but that brings up some past stuff.
Okay. It said, tell him to log out of your live and then go back on and hit request to join.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
If I have an issue, I'll call you back.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is going to work. Let's just all envision her here. Let's just see it in the mind, see it in the imagination, and it will show up. It will happen. Okay. So, like I was saying, today is a moon day, and we're about to have a full moon in Leo. And Leo is about your DNA. It's the royalty within your DNA. And it's important to know that that the universe, it's not a mistake that we're here now. It's not a mistake that we are where we have been. Like, nothing is a mistake. And if we can come into greater acceptance of what is, then our DNA codes can be revealed to us because we're not blocking them any longer with the frustration and the narratives and the stories of fear and pain and, and really being at odds with this experience. And I'm not saying to deny how you feel. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying to know that if we are willing to heal and soften around it, what will come through us, what comes up from the psyche, what comes up from the memory, that what we hold in the DNA, will be something that will actually help us move ourselves forward, right? And what we're working to do is to disengage from the old way of being. And you cannot solve a problem at the level of the problem. Okay, Eric, it says you will hit the plus sign and hit the video camera. There's a little video camera with a plus sign. Exactly, I see that. Thank you, Zakia. And when you hit that, that will invite you. That will give me a signal that you are saying you want to be here. It'll say there's one person who wants to be here. So you have to hit the little camera with the plus sign on your phone, Eric. And so when we are willing to do the work, and with the question of who am I, literally, when I ask this question, who am I am asking my ancestors. I'm not asking my ego. And Eric, it's at the bottom of the screen. The little camera's at the bottom of the screen. I'm not asking my ego, because the ego will compete and make other people wrong, and the ego lives in polarity. So if you're right, the other person's wrong. We want to bring ourselves out of that way of thinking, right? We want to come into a greater experience of wholeness. And when we understand that the universe, like I said, there are no mistakes. So this experience of wholeness and well-being includes the shadow. It includes the pain. It includes the darkness and the gnashing of the teeth, and it includes that. So that's why it's important for us not to be at odds with what we've experienced up till now, because the universal experience is inclusive of all that is. There is an inclusiveness of all that there is, right? So you have to make peace with the things that are hard. You have to make peace with the things that you think are unfair. You have to make peace with the things that you feel like should not have happened, because it happened and it's true and it's what is experienced. And so when you make peace with it, and I'm not saying deny the feeling of it, I'm saying recognize it as a necessary part of the evolutionary process. And when you recognize it as a part of the evolutionary process, then you gain the power that is available within that experience. If you're at odds with it, you can't hold the power that comes with it, right? So the more we begin to understand who we are, what we're capable of, that this experience that we have had in America as people in captive, as we make peace with it and really see it for what it is, we begin to pull the power out of it. Literally, it's literally like we just begin to bring ourselves back into a new experience. Okay, so I am not sure what is happening here, but if I cannot, this means that I'm going to have I'm going to get into another conversation with Eric and Clara so that I can bring them in at another time. I'm learning that I needed my experiences to evolve into whom I'm becoming. Yes, that's it. That's it. And the more we begin to take every experience as something that served us and helped us become who we are, that's helping us grow, the more that we can do that, the more that we will shut down this racist system. We will literally drain the energy out of it. And it's on its last leg. I mean, one of the things that I saw yesterday, like I didn't watch the Super Bowl or anything like that, but it's like, wow, we still got black people out here doing tricks for white men with money. Like, these motherfuckers are ridiculous. But it's okay. If that energy is being used in many ways to them come in and support the community, and like I know a lot of football players and people who are doing really great things in their community because they have access to wealth. So God bless it, So it's like, let that be something that serves. But it's important for us to understand the core of these energies and where they come from, so that we can actually be intentional in transmuting them. So somebody here is requesting to be in the video, but I don't know if this is Clara. Oh, it is. Yay! Oh, they did it. Okay. Hello.
Let's see. Can you get me on the laptop? Can you get me on the laptop, Eric?
You have to come from a phone. You have to do it from the phone, Miss Clara.
Oh, okay, good. So I'm here. So hello, everyone. Monique, you are awesome. I mean, you are awesome. You're doing so many distinctions, and most of them bear a lot more time than you have in this form. Because you were talking about children and their innocence, but how about pre-innocence? For example, before you were born.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, Miss Claire, first, please. I know. I really want you to jump in. I really want you to say who you are. I want you to say, like, come on now. We're gonna change the conversation because you're here.
Okay. So let me see if I can get all these words out of my face. On my screen, it has how many people are on. Add a comment. I'm like, just clear the screen, so I'm only looking at my image. How do we do that?
So we can't do that on Instagram. It doesn't work that way. So
got it. Okay. But let me bring me back, Eric, with all the other stuff going on.
Yes.
So where's my image again? Eric, you took my image away.
So turn those little arrows. Hit those little arrows, and it'll turn the camera back to Dr. Clara.
Okay, there you are.
Okay.
So I really like being called Mom Mosley. Let me just say that.
Okay, Mom Mosley. That's what it is. Thank you. I will call you Mom.
Yeah, so anyway, like Monique already said to you, and I'm so blessed to have this to say, I'm 20 years from 100, That's a beautiful thing, you know.
Yes.
And I began this journey on the Take Holly plantation in a small town called Coachella, Louisiana. Isn't that amazing? I looked
Wow.
at my birth certificate. It says place of birth, Tank Holly Plantation. I said, no, isn't that something? No, that's where I arrived there. I arrived. I wasn't born there. I arrived there. I arrived there, you know.
Yeah.
But listen, you know, babies, I'm looking at babies today. They are amazing because they are born with a greater knowing, with a greater knowing. Before we left our mother's womb, we fell asleep to all knowing. We fell asleep to the truth of what we are. Okay. And then we were so, and we took on what didn't belong to us. So we went
Yes.
into forgetfulness. That's the loss of innocence. We went into forgetfulness. When you go into forgetfulness, what happens is pain begins because you begin to believe otherwise about what you are. You begin to believe that you are what you were born into on this planet, but you didn't begin on this planet. You came from every flipping where. Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
I mean, every flipping where. And I had this thought this morning. We've been given so much misinformation and disinformation. I thought the Bible talks about Eve being created from Adam's rib. I said, well, then he must have been transgender. He must have been both men.
Oh my God. Oh my God. She said,
He must have been male and female as one who fathered and gave birth, you know? So you see the nonsense of disinformation, you
yeah.
know? It's the power of the feminine was so great that it scares the aspect of ourselves term male. But those are made up terms. Those are
Yes.
made up terms. It really is. And so
Mm.
really look at that. The There's nothing like the gift of being born as a woman, by the way. You know, because we carry the power of life. We carry generations. We procreate generations. Generations come from us. We carry people in our bodies. You know, we really do. I mean, men don't carry babies in their ribs. Come on, give me a break. We carry people in our bodies, and
Yeah.
that's a power so great. And I woke up. You know, sometimes I'm thinking 10 different things at one time. So just flow with me here. So
Yes. We're with you.
we hear so much about uh, the shedding of the blood of Jesus shedding, but women shed blood all the time. That's how babies are made. You know, we always shed blood. So we must be Great Spirit God, Great Spirit Goddess, Mother of God and all creation. You know, so I love these kind of talks. You can just hang out and talk what not talk because I don't believe too much in talk unless your mouth moving. I believe in
Mhm.
speaking. That's the soul being heard, you know. So
Yes.
I believe in listening to the soul. That's what makes rituals so important because they reconnect us to what we are before we begin the journey time. We are timeless, but we journey time. You see, we
Yes.
are timeless and we journey time. So when you realize that you are the source of everything, you're the source of time, even, for example. So just remember, have time serve you. Don't serve the time. You create time to serve you. So don't start serving time by taking on what doesn't belong to you and carrying it forth as weights around your ankles. And so I just love women. I just love Monique. And I, what, Eric? Okay,
Hmm.
Eric is showing me how to be on cell phone.
Okay.
FaceTime cell phone. Uh, you can put it here, so I don't have to hold it.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment.
Okay. And Eric, and there's a little box that says comments, and if you hit that, you can actually turn off the comments on her side, and they won't distract her. Thank y'all. So this is my Mosley. Like so, when I was first starting my work, I had a dream, and I dreamed that I was sitting in front of a woman who was sitting in like a royal chair, and she had long black hair, and her skin was very very dark, and she had on a dress that had turquoise stones sewn into it, and it had a high collar, and then maybe a year later, I met Miss Clara, or Ma Mosley, since she was to be called Ma Mosley. I met her and I started seeing her, and I was seeing her at her house, and I thought to myself, oh my God, this is the woman in the dream that I had. And I have been connected to her ever since. And she is a gorgeous, gorgeous goddess of a woman. Like, look at her, right? Look at her hair, right? And in person, she's probably maybe 5'4", maybe she weighs 125 pounds, maybe, but shaped like a brick house. Shaped like a brick house, like curves and everything, and just the sweetest heart and the most powerful wisdom. And so I could not wait to bring you guys to meet Mama Mosley.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So let me just speak a little bit into Monique's speaking. It was so awesome about when we are embryos, say in our mother's womb, you know. But in terms of what you are, you're always an embryo because you're always more than the form you have taken. You see, so what you really are is spirit in form, but you have to have visibility. So you came here to be seen. So anyone who's shy about being seen, shy about being the fullness of you, that's bullshit. Because you came here to be seen. You became visible to be seen. If you were not interested in being heard and listened and seen, you would never have become visible. You would never have become visible. Do you see? You know, and if you have anything about the parent to whom you were born and you take issue, listen, you came for them. They weren't here for you. You came for them. You brought gifts with you of their evolution. You brought gifts of them of which they were not in touch just yet. You brought gifts to activate codes within them so they wake the flip up and remember. Do you see?
Yes.
So so see, you have greater memory because you are more newly incarnate. So it's not that babies are born, it's that what you are, the soul is newly born. You were newly born as a baby, but you are not a baby. You see that?
Yes.
You really are ancient.
Yes.
You really are, and you really are timeless. And I was just thinking the other day, you know, we spend 9 months on average, sometimes a little bit less, but on the average, we spend 9 months in the mother's womb. And so somehow that's at the point of birth, that 9 months is subtracted. You say, oh, this baby 1 day. Oh, no, you're 9 months and 1 day. You know, in this realm. But what you are is immeasurable. And what you are is infinite. And let me tell you something that I know you're real clear about, but you choose not to be clear because it serves you to take the journey. You really are all knowing, infinite, boundless, and vast. But that would be so overwhelming for you as you navigate this planet, as you navigate this incarnation. It was so overwhelming that you only taking a little bit at a time. Because a little bit at a time. Isn't that something? Little bit. But when I eat my Haagen-Dazs butter pecan ice cream, I eat the whole pint. I eat the whole pint. It's just too good. It's just too good to delay. It's just too good. It's just too good not to take it all in, you know. And then I'm not sorry that I did that. I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. So it's time to appreciate the more of what you are. So take a moment and take a breath. Your body holds the totality of information about what you are before you even incarnated as an infant, as newly born. Your body right behind your navel is the full information about your body, and within your soul are codes of your eternality, codes of your immortality, codes of your magnificence, codes of your grandeur, codes of your awesomeness. And yet you walk around and so, I don't know. Oh, quit it, stop it. Really? Stop it. Stop it. You know more than you allow yourself to know because it serves you. You know more than you allow yourself to know because it serves you. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
It is. And so this amazing priestess, High Priestess Monique was saying about the race conscious stuff that happens. Now, really, there's one race, but we've taken on distinctions within the race consciousness. So listen to this. These ideals that you have embodied, embraced, and believed, these white ideals are interference. They interfere with the purpose of your incarnation as a Black woman, as a Black person. These are white ideals you aspire to, you've taken on. That's static. That is static. If you're on your phone and there's static, it's so, oh. If you're watching TV and it's all, digitized, you go, wait a minute. So these ideals have digitized your potential. You see? So now what you have is infinite potential, but it's digitized. You see? So you have to clear all the static. And then you tune in to that frequency. You tune into that vibration. You tune into the core essence of what you are before you were born with skin color.
Yes.
See, before you were born with skin color, what color were you? Or what was color even? What color is radiance? What color is luminous? And that's what you are. You are radiance. You are luminous. And how when we depart these bodies, they say, oh, the lights went out. The light returned to the womb. You see, the light doesn't disappear. You can't kill light. Light can't die. That's impossible. It returns to the womb of creation. So while you're in this incarnation, while you're in this dimension, while you walk around in these bodies under these various skin hues, remember to tune into the womb of creation. That womb is encoded in soul knowing, encoded in soul memory, encoded in soul truth. And it is in that consciousness that we must live and move and have our being. That's called God.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yes.
So we say innermost, and an outermost expression. Innermost, from within, without. Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome. It is
so
awesome.
Yeah. So potential, the physics of potential is everything that has not yet happened, awaiting expression by means of your attention, by means of your recognition, by means of your spoken word. Let there be. Let there be that I am in full expression without apology. Without apology. How about that? Without apology. And so when little kids learn, they just naturally be and naturally sassy. They have nothing going on about anything until we teach them to have stuff going on. You were taught to have stuff going on. Everything you have going on, you learn that. And it's called socialization. What a flip up. I'm gonna put it that way.
Yes.
What a flip up.
Wow.
Everything you have going on, you learn to have that going on. And then you believe what you learned was the truth. When in fact you were in psychological captivity.
Ooh.
Do you see? So you have to break yourself free. Because children, have they don't have to unlearn because they haven't taken all the stuff in and made decisions. So you made decisions about what you learned. Based on what you learned, you have made decisions. Well, that means, and this means about me, and it means about you. No, it's all made up. Every last bit of it.
It's all made up.
It's all made up. It's called called creation. It's called creation. What you make up, you create. What you make up, what you make up, you live into.
That's right. Because you're sourced in your own life. Because you're sourced in your life, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, and then you want to pretend that life is coming at you. I mean, you pretend to be at the effect of. No, you are cause and source. Not you. You are not at the effect of anything except by choice.
Yes.
That's the freedom, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
You can be at effect, or you can only be in cause. Cause does not mean blame. It means being source.
Yes.
It means being in dominion. It means being in charge. Now, what you're in charge of is things happen. Of course they do. But what happened is history, isn't it? Ever before this present moment, whatever happened is non-existent. It's obsolete, except as a memory code imprinted. It's a memory code. It's an imprint. Okay, that's a code. So when you encode memories, they rise from the subconscious consciousness and take over.
Yes.
But guess what? It's all you. You see? Once you own it's all you, you're living in your divine power. You're
Yes.
in your goddess power.
Yes.
You're living in your creatress goddess power.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
It's
So I remember once when my little grandson, who's now 17, he was born very premature, at about 6 months. And I was in ministerial school at the time. They called and said, "Wonk, wonk, wonk, wonk." And I said, "No, no, 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 no. My blood ran through his mother's veins and is in his body. He is here in full and present. He is a healer. He's a shaman. He came to teach us, to show us something. So I don't want to hear any statistics that you're speaking. That would be a no. I know who is here. He's my evolution. And I'm good. He's my evolution."
Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that kind of speaking? Do you hear that speaking?
Yeah,
She said, my blood runs through his mother's veins.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo! Come on, y'all.
Okay, he's my evolution, and I'm good. He came to teach us the more. He came to demonstrate the more. Do you get that?
Yes.
That's your purpose, to be the more, to show the more, to demonstrate the more out of who you are in your becoming, more what you are, and not surrendering to the who identity sense of self that is limited as a limitation. Your who identity sense of self is a limitation to your infinite potential.
Yes.
Do you get that?
Yes, I get it.
So you must look at the decisions you have made based on what you have learned, based on what you have believed, based on what you have felt, based on what you heard. You made decisions. Own it.
Yes.
Don't call another person's name ever. Always call your own name. The only name to call is yours. That's your power.
Yes.
Early in my marriage, I've been married now a little more than 40 years. And so early on, there were some youth statements taking place in a conversation with my husband. And I listened very attentively. Listen is important. That's how you learn. Don't just listen. Stop thinking and begin to listen. Okay? That's different. Because if you start thinking, you are hearing your own thoughts. But if you listen, there's a possibility you'll catch something. Do you see that? So when he finished telling me, and I said, "I so appreciate you letting me know how it is for you." That's important to me, to know how it is for you. And I want you to know I take no responsibility for that.
Yes.
Now, here is how it is for me with you. here's how it is for me with you. And I give you no responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
That stops the blame stuff. The blame stuff must stop. There's no power in blaming. There's no potential in blame. There's just more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just drama and hysteria, you know?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I said, but here's the thing. Once you know where you are with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
call your own name. You can speak how it is for you with another, but don't give them responsibility for it. Because
Mm-hmm.
that then you would then be at the effect of waiting for them to change, waiting for them to meet some need. It'll
Mm-hmm.
never happen. Waiting to be happy when no. You're not waiting for anything other than a shift in your consciousness. That's the waiting. So in the timing of your readiness, ask yourself, am I ready to let this go?
Mm-hmm.
Am I ready to evolve? Am I ready to expand? Am I ready to be the more? Am I ready to really be, you know, full of joy,
Mm-hmm.
happiness, peace, satisfaction? Because satisfaction and peace and joy, they do not begin when you're dissatisfied. They do not begin in sadness. They don't.
Yes.
So you must make a decision about everything.
Yes.
You must sing, I've got joy, joy, joy down in my heart. I've got peace. I've got, whatever it is you say is missing, source it.
Yes.
Source it by speaking.
I remember once when many years ago when I was sitting with you and you were sitting on the throne and I was sitting with you and you said to me, you cannot get to joy from sorrow. You said that to me. You said you cannot get to joy from sorrow.
No.
And I was sitting there going, what? Like, and I just went home and meditated on that. I didn't understand what you meant at the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Because where you are is where you are. And when and listen, and decide what value are you willing to create right where you are. If you're in sorrow, what value are you willing to create out of being in sorrow
Mm-hmm.
rather than being sorrowful? What value are you willing to create while in sorrow? What
Mm-hmm.
value are you willing to create while in sadness?
Mm-hmm.
What value are you willing to create? That's the kind, because you are source. You gotta come back to that second cause is like, that's an illusion. First cause.
Yes.
First cause is cause of all causes.
Yes.
First cause. So you must ask yourself, who am I as source?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I as source?
Mm-hmm.
Not what happened to me. Not who did it.
Yes.
No, that's going down. That's like the dog chasing his tail. It's never going to happen. If the dog ever caught his tail, it would be very painful. If the dog ever caught his tail, it would go, ouch, ouch, ouch. You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah.
So, who am I as source? As source. Think
Mm-hmm.
about, oh, as source, yeah. As generator,
Mm-hmm.
as cause. You
Mm-hmm.
know, only call your own name. Huh? That name.
Yes.
That
Yes.
name. So
Yes.
you hear speak your own name out loud. Speak your name to yourself silently, and then speak your name out loud. And then
Mm-hmm.
you look in your mirror someplace and you
Mm-hmm.
smile back at yourself. Speak your name. Look in the mirror, smile back at yourself. Reach out and grab the smile and bring it to your mouth and swallow it.
Yes, that is right. It's delicious. It's delicious. My smiles
Yeah.
are delicious. Yes.
Yeah. And then declare yourself, I am
Mm-hmm.
all that I am, mystical and magical and amazing and awesome. And I'm here. I'm here to make a difference. I'm here to shine. I'm here to participate in this world being better than it was before I arrived. I'm here to raise the race conscious. I'm here.
Yes.
And
Yes.
out of who I am, all who come nigh are ministered to in some way as a smile, as an unspoken kind thought, as a vibration of frequency. Because everything is frequency, because everything is energy. Your body is a system of living energy. That's why you have a breath and a heartbeat.
Yes.
Okay? Simply
Yeah.
because it's, your body is an animated frequency of divine universal cosmic energy.
Yes.
You are divinely endowed.
Yes.
You are the universe in a localized container called a physical body. So think about it. You are a universal cosmic presence,
Yes.
cosmic vibration in a localized container called a body, called the feminine body, called the
Mm-hmm.
body of a woman. But before you was a woman, you are spirit embodied as a woman.
Yes.
Isn't that something?
That is amazing. It is amazing. It's so magical and it's so divine. It's so fully all encompassing. It is amazing. And I just am always in love with my time with you. And
And
so
I with you.
and I want everyone to know that Mom Mosley and I will be doing a workshop. We're going to be doing something. Our first workshop right now is dated for February 26th, and we're going to be doing something every month together to have these conversations and in a workshop form that allows us to really come together we have a living wisdom keep her here with us. She was born this way. She was born like this. Like she was not a baby. She was just in a baby's body. Because this level of wisdom was already activated. Because I remember when I first sat with her, I thought to myself, how did I come to this woman? How did this happen? And I am so honored. So I really want you all to know we will have the links available soon. We're going to be doing a workshop every once a month to bring us into deeper relationship with ourselves.
And
Okay,
and
go ahead.
and let me one more thing to
Yes.
you, Monique, and to everyone.
Mhm.
What you come to is aspects of yourself with another. Listen to
Yes.
that. What
Yes.
you come to, what you realize, what you sense, what you behold is aspects of yourself with another. And you can say, I am. And when I know who I am you. When I
Mm.
forget who I am, I participate with you. And participate with you, I remember and I am returned to more of what I am before I fell into forgetfulness.
Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Ashe.
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 Yeah. And one last thing.
Mhm. Yes, as many last things as you like. Like I can sit here and do this with you for
One
hours.
last thing. When when I feel as though something's up in my face,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I'm not liking it, I
Mm-hmm.
go, what is how am I being informed through this? How am I being informed? Not about you, but about where I am within my own being.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yes.
Then I'm never a victim.
Yes.
That
Yes.
must be surrendered
That's
because
right.
that is an illusion.
Mm.
Amen. And,
Amen.
and a woman.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mom Mosley.
Thank
I
you.
am just profoundly always blessed, always blessed,
Yeah.
always blessed. One time, beautiful people, I had the opportunity to go to South Africa with Mom Mosley. Like I had been to Africa twice, one with Mom Mosley and one with Dr. Monica. So I just want y'all to know that there are incredible women out here doing profound work to help us heal on levels that takes us to the depths of ourselves and helps us reach into the heavens within ourselves. And I am so blessed and honored to be able to call you Mom Mosley. I love you so much.
I love you, darling.
Okay.
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 Bye until later. Bye until
Thank you.
later.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Have a
Okay.
wonderful day, everyone. Peace and
Yes,
blessings,
please
everyone.
do.
All
Peace and
righty.
blessings.
Bye-bye.
Bye.